Hulu show based on true story left fans broken by the weight of what can't be undone. Good American Family is a Hulu limited series based on the shocking case of the adoption of Natalia Grace by Christine and Michael Barnett that is told from multiple points of view. Ellen Pompeo and Mark Duplass play the Barnetts, while Imogen Faith Reed plays Natalia. Ukrainian native Natalia, who was born with a form of dwarfism called dystrophic dysplasia, was adopted by the Barnetts with their 3 biological children. In 2010, the Indiana couple, who were her second adoptive parents, alleged that Natalia was not actually a child but was an adult and accused her of harming them and the family, which Natalia has denied, as well as maintained she was a child. Natalia was also medically proven to have been a child then and had her birth year of 2003 restored in August 2023 as a result of medical tests and DNA analysis. Christine and Michael had Natalia's age legally changed to 22 after a court ruling. The couple then ended up leaving Natalia by herself with an apartment in Indiana and left with their 3 boys to Canada. In the 7th episode of the series, the show brought the conflicting narratives of the adoptive parents and Natalia together, specifically through the new perspective of the fictional detective Drysdale, Dule Hill. Drysdale is based on the real-life detective Brandon Davenport, who played a role in investigation of Natalia's case. Fans were heartbroken and angry by the emotionally charged episode. One fan wrote, "This episode broke something deep inside of me. Everything I thought I understood fell apart, and all that's left is the weight of what can't be undone." A second fan wrote, "The way this Good American Family story turned is crazy." Another said, "It's infuriating what these grown-ass folks did to this little girl." One fan was confused by the different perspectives the show was doing and wasn't sure what was true. The writers on #GoodAmericanFamily spent 3 episodes convincing us that Natalia Grace was an adult, a menacing one at that. Scene after scene, they had her torturing the family. Now they're walking it back? Suddenly, the parents are the villains. I'm so lost. Within the 7th episode, Michael confessed to Drysdale that he and Christine knew Natalia was a minor when her age was legally changed, and that Christine abused Natalia. At that point of Michael's admission, he and Christine were divorced, and his estranged ex-wife was keeping their sons away from him. Michael's confession led to the couple being charged with neglect and conspiracy to commit neglect. In real life, the Barnetts were charged with neglect of a dependent and conspiracy to commit neglect of a dependent in 2019. An Indiana judge had dismissed the case because of Grace's legal age, but prosecutors then brought up new charges of neglect involving Grace's dwarfism disability, per the Journal and Courier. Michael was acquitted in October 2022, and Christine's charges were dismissed in March 2023. The last episode of the limited series will air on Wednesday, April 30, and will be available to stream on Hulu. There are stories you survive, and there are stories you never walk away from. Hulu's newest true crime series, Silent Years, is the latter, a show so heavy, so haunting, that audiences are finding themselves irrevocably changed. Based on a devastating true story that rocked a small Midwestern town in 1998, Silent Years has quickly become Hulu's most talked-about release, but for reasons that go far beyond binge-worthy entertainment. From the opening frame, Silent Years makes a promise: it will not look away. Neither should you. The show tells the true story of the Harper family, whose perfect suburban facade masked a decades-long tragedy no one could have imagined. At the center is 17-year-old June Harper, a bright, artistic girl with dreams bigger than the cornfields that surrounded her, and a secret she carried like a stone in her chest. One summer night, she disappeared. What followed was a chain of events that left the town of Whitmore Falls reeling and a family history irreparably shattered. Showrunner Ava Delaney, known for Ashes on the Lake, doesn't sensationalize the horror. She lets it simmer, slow and brutal. Each of the 8 episodes peels back the layers of silence, shame, and sorrow that swallow the Harper family whole. As each truth surfaces, it feels like breathing through a weight on your chest. Suffocating, relentless, unforgettable. Critics have praised Silent Years for its delicate balance between empathy and brutality. Viewers aren't simply watching a tragedy, they're being asked to carry it. The weight of what can't be undone, the missed signs, the willful ignorance, the tender moments overshadowed by violence, bears down with a force that many have described as emotionally annihilating. One scene, now infamous on social media, captures the emotional core of the series. June's mother, Caroline Harper, portrayed by a devastatingly raw Amanda Seyfried, standing alone in June's untouched bedroom, whispering apologies into the silence. It's not flashy. There's no big twist. Just a mother's guilt, the terrible thudding realization that no amount of love can rewrite the past. Fans have been pouring out their heartbreak online. Reddit threads have titles like, "I can't stop thinking about Silent Years," and "Why did no one save her?" TikTok is flooded with tearful reactions, with users admitting they had to pause and walk away more than once. A particular comment has gone viral. "It's not the tragedy that broke me, it's the silence. The tiny moments when someone could have said something and didn't." Part of what makes Silent Years so impactful is how intimately it draws you into June's world. Through diary entries, interviews with townspeople, and grainy camcorder footage recreated with chilling authenticity, the series creates an overwhelming sense of dread. You know something terrible is coming, but you also understand that it could have been stopped. And that's what leaves fans broken. There's no neat resolution. No villain to boo or hero to cheer for. Silent Years confronts the devastating truth that sometimes the worst monsters are the ones we refuse to see, especially when they live within the walls we call home. Ava Delaney has spoken candidly about the emotional toll the series took on the cast and crew. "We cried through the writing. We cried through the filming. This isn't just a story. It's a mirror held up to the quiet violence so many endure without witnesses," she said during a panel at SXSO. Amanda Seyfried, in interviews, has confessed that playing Caroline Harper felt like drowning in guilt. She explained that Caroline wasn't a monster. She was a woman who wanted so desperately for her family to be okay that she chose denial over confrontation, silence over saving her daughter. "It's easy to hate her. It's harder to understand her. That's where the heartbreak lies," Seyfried said. And heartbreak it is. Episode 6, titled "The Last Summer," is especially brutal. It reconstructs June's final months through her eyes. The moments she almost ran, the brief flash of hope when a teacher asked if she was okay, the silent screaming when she lied and said she was fine. It's a masterclass in emotional storytelling, tight, suffocating, and unbearably intimate. By the time the final credits roll on episode 8, What Remains, viewers are left hollow. Not because they didn't get answers, but because they did, and the answers offer no comfort. They only underscore the show's devastating thesis. Some damage can never be undone. Some stories end not with closure but with echoes. Hulu has already reported record-breaking numbers for Silent Years, and a groundswell of advocacy has followed its release. Organizations focused on domestic abuse and mental health have praised the series for its unflinching portrayal of hidden trauma and the generational cycles of silence that perpetuate it. Hotlines and support groups have even reported a surge in calls and outreach, proof that the show is not just being watched but felt deeply and urgently. Of course, not everyone can stomach it. Some critics have called it emotional torture, arguing that its unrelenting bleakness borders on gratuitous. But fans and survivors alike argue back. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to make you sick with helplessness, because that's the world so many live in, unseen, unheard, untouched by rescue. In the end, Silent Years doesn't offer hope wrapped in a bow. Instead, it leaves viewers with something much harder, but much more real: the mandate to witness, to remember, and to refuse silence when it matters most. As one fan on Twitter put it perfectly, "Silent Years didn't just break me, it woke me up." Some stories shouldn't be survived quietly. And in that way, maybe the show offers its own quiet redemption. Not by undoing the past, but by demanding that the future be better.